What's going on, hobby family? My card brothers and sisters. Coming at you, Matt from Virginia, Passion for Cards, with a contest response for Dead Guy Cardboard. 500 subscriber contest. A couple things he wanted to know was, A, how you got started in the hobby, and then kind of how you've evolved over the years with the hobby. So here goes. Try to make this short and sweet. So basically, back in 1978 is the first year I really remember opening packs. I was 7 years old. Me and my father would open packs, and I've been a huge sports fan my whole life. My father played college football for a minute. My brother was an athlete. I was an athlete growing up, so sports has kind of always been in our family. So had a natural attraction to baseball cards, and as a kid used to always look at the statistics. That just fascinated me. I wanted to look at the statistics and figure out what it all meant, and so I'd spend hours with the back of the cards just looking at them and studying them and just trying to figure out what it all meant. So, and I vividly remember back in the day as I would get cards and organize them, and my father and I made a decision early on that we kind of wanted to organize the cards and store the cards alphabetically by player, so we could kind of see the evolution of their career. So I still do that today. I have binders of cards that, start with the rookie card for whoever the player is, and as they progress throughout their career and change teams or miss years for injury or have milestones or whatever it is, I can kind of follow that progression just by going to the page or pages in the binder that have their cards. So, but I can remember vividly, as cards back in the day would come out and you'd open them, and I would sort them by that way. Once I got them sorted and kind of ready to go, I was just so fascinated by looking at them and studying them that I would dump them all back in the middle of the living room floor, mix them all together, and I would resort them. And I would do that over and over and over again just because I loved looking at them and whatever. I vividly remember doing that time and time again, just resorting and resorting and resorting, just to be able to touch and play with the cards and learn about the players. And so, from 78 actually through 2018, I've never stopped. I have had periods where I slowed down, with graduating high school or go through college years where you don't have as much money or as much, means of getting cards. I definitely would slow down, but I always still would get what I could. And then once you kind of get established back in life and get a big boy job and, get your bills under control and get all your debt paid off, and then you kind of get back into it a little heavier. So that's kind of where I'm at now. But again, never stopped. And I can remember as a kid going to see some cousins, and we'd take, 25, 50 cents, a buck, couple bucks, whatever we had, and we'd walk probably about a mile. We'd walk to the local cigar store up in New York. They always had packs of cards, and we'd walk over there, and my cousin would get as many packs as he could. I'd get as many as I could, and we'd rip them open, and we'd trade, and he'd take his favorite team and players, and I'd take my favorite team and players. And had a neighbor of mine that did this, so we did the same thing, and so just always have had fun with collecting and doing that for again for the last 40 years. So as far as how I've evolved with the hobby, I probably really haven't. I actually started collecting just Topps, just baseball. I had some football, basketball throughout the years, but nothing really to speak of. But I always really just been a Topps collector as I started, and even through the craze of the 80s and 90s with Donruss and Upper Deck and all that stuff, I always stayed just a Topps collector. I do have some full sets and other cards from those years, but most of those were given to me by people that just didn't want them anymore. Nothing I went out and purchased. So I've stayed a Topps collector from the time I started until today. I don't buy anything but Topps. I have evolved in the sense that I buy some of the newer products that weren't out back in the day. I buy the Heritage I love, the Archives, the Topps Inception, So I do buy different of the Topps branded products, but I don't buy any Panini, I don't buy any Donruss, any of that stuff. I don't mess with it. I've always just been a Topps collector from the time I started until today. So I guess my evolution in the hobby is pretty slow because I don't change real well. And I'm pretty much at the point now where I'm so entrenched in just Topps and those products, I don't even think I could ever even transition out. Just with storage capacities and financial obligations, and pretty much that's been my path, and that's probably going to be my path until I stop collecting, is just sticking with the Topps brand and hope they keep making cards that I enjoy and that I like adding to the collection. So hopefully that answers your contest response, my friend. Congratulations on 500 subscribers. Amazing accomplishment. Well deserved. I love your channel. Love your videos. Watch everyone that comes out. And with that said, everybody have a great Friday and stay classy. We'll talk to you soon.